Hello, this is Mayor Bruce Packer coming to you from my living room. I apologize for any mess behind me, but we really do the best we can. It is Saturday, September 2nd. It's 11:18 a.m. I am using my wonderful iMac new to me technology from 15 years ago to record this video. And I thought it would be nice to put together some videos every now and again, giving updates about what's going on around town, perhaps dispelling misinformation that I see floating around, and just giving my general perspective of many things. If you're interested, and it'll always be honest, uncensored, though I will probably not use many four-letter words or any, so you can watch with your children. And I think this could be very useful. It's a funny position where you read things about yourself on social media, you hear rumors about yourself, and you start thinking, I wish I could just tell everybody what really is, and perhaps I'm slow, but it occurred to me I really can do that. And so I'm hoping that these videos allow me to do it. These videos represent my views only, not the views of the borough, although I am speaking to you as Mayor Packer and as Bruce Packer. I'm aware that sometimes that seems to be a point of confusion, but I do look forward to doing this. I am unscripted today, as I'm sure you can tell, but let me talk a little about what got me to office. Some of you may not know me, you may not know my story, but I've lived in town for over 20 years. My wife and I moved from Long Island, and running for local government or any government never occurred to me. But we moved in, we had no children yet, and a few years later we did have our first son, who's now 20, Jeremy. 3 years later we had Benjamin, who's now 17, and then we have Emily, who's 14. Jeremy is away in college in Virginia. Benjamin is going to be a senior at Glen Rock High School, and Emily is going to be a freshman at the high school. So we've gone through, we were Hamilton parents, and it's been a great experience. I was a coach for my children, starting with my son, Jeremy, in T-ball, I guess about 15 years ago. And that actually set off the chain of events that ultimately got me running for mayor in 2015. So let's see. I coached. I ended up joining the board of the Glen Rock Shooting Stars Travel Club. And as a member of that board, I joined a group for the very contentious matter of bringing turf to Faber Field at Doremus. While I'm not looking to dig back up those controversies, I do want to say that that's what got me starting to go to council meetings. We, a bunch of coaches and members of the different sports groups, were advocating for this field, and we made an effort to raise the money ourselves so that the field could be built at no expense to taxpayers. We wanted to raise $2 million. I spent about 5 or 6 years on that. Probably about 20 or so hours a week. And with all that time and a tough economy and trying to sell something that was not a definite, we failed to raise the money that was needed. However, for me, I started my interest in local government because we'd go to the meetings every other week to talk about the field, but I would stay and listen to the council and the mayor talk about the issues. And I never stopped going to the meetings. When we had nothing to talk about regarding turf, I went to the meetings, and that really began my interest in local government. At that point, I hadn't decided to run, but in fact, I really had not set this as a life goal. Running for mayor never, ever entered my mind, but in early 2015, I got a phone call from a member of our local municipal chair from my party called, and said, do you want to run for mayor? And honestly, after those words came out of his mouth, that was the first time I had to think about running for mayor. And I said, I need to think on it, spoke to my friends, family, work, everything, and ultimately decided, obviously, to do it. It's one of the best decisions I ever made. I was elected in 2016, for 2016. I'm a year and a half in, and it's the greatest honor of my life to serve this town. It is funny, I hear rumors every now and again, Mayor Packer is planning to run for higher office. Mayor Packer is doing things so that he can get his name out there. Here's the first rumor crusher of my video series. I have no interest in any higher office. My sole interest is our wonderful town. My screen just went off. I don't know if you can see me, but here we go. My only interest is Glen Rock. However, there are times when there are issues that face the world, the country, and also Glen Rock. And yes, I do talk about those issues. And I believe that perhaps it's my advocacy for, I wish I could edit that, my advocacy for such issues that has people thinking that I have bigger ideas. I don't. I speak for those things that I feel are important for our town and sometimes for everybody. Climate change is an issue that has been in the news. It's real. We need to fight it at the local level, the state level, and the national level. It doesn't just get cut off at some point. It affects Glen Rock. And there have been a few other things that we've talked about, and I might save that for some other videos. I don't want to run out of material. But I do look forward to speaking to you on a relatively regular basis. I can't talk about some of these things in council meetings because I feel it's completely inappropriate to talk about anything in those meetings outside of the issues and those things that you elected us to talk about. And I want to thank everybody for electing me and giving me this opportunity. And lastly, please be sure that you read all the information that's out there on the borough website, read what I put out there, come to or watch our meetings, because it's incredible how much misinformation there is out there, how many people with ulterior motives talk about what's going on. And if you ever hear anything, I will just talk about me here, where you're thinking, wow, I've known Bruce for 20 years and that just doesn't sound like him. There's a good chance that what you're hearing isn't true. And more importantly, feel free to give me a call or email me and we can talk about it. But it's a very strange thing to hear rumors about yourself. And it's perhaps that'll be another video as well, because I don't want these things to get too long. I'm at 7 minutes now, so I'm going to stop. I thank you for watching, and have a great day. Have a great Labor Day weekend, and cheers.